Hi, George Rogers here. In this next set of videos, I want to share with you some insights that I've gained over the past 25 years of developing educational resources for use in public, private, and homeschool settings. I believe some of these ideas will represent things that you've not thought of in this way before. And I also believe that many of them can help add enjoyment to your role as a teacher and to your child's experiences as a learner. But most importantly, I believe that they can help your child learn some things that perhaps he or she might not have ever learned any other way. So in the words of Dumbledore, tuck in and enjoy. In this video, number 13 in our series on homeschool curriculum, I want to explore with you my answer to insight question number 3. What is one of the most common failings we have in teaching children? My answer? I feel we spend far too much time on teaching them what to think and way too little time in teaching them how to think. As we enter the 21st century, young people are confronted with unparalleled opportunities and challenges that will require of them greater intelligence and greater strength of character than perhaps any previous generation in history. At the end of World War II, nearly 100 years ago, Winston Churchill wrote, "Mankind has never been in this position before, without having improved appreciably in virtue, or enjoying wiser guidance. It has got into its hands for the first time the tools by which it can unfailingly accomplish its own extermination." Since he wrote those words, the march of science has pierced the innermost secrets of the atomic world, has plunged travelers into the outer reaches of space, has deciphered the genetic code, has made instant communication possible with almost any spot on the globe. Similar progress may be observed in medicine and every other field of technological endeavor. Yet, though the need has increased exponentially, man still has not improved appreciably in virtue, nor do we enjoy wiser guidance. Never before has the moral development of the human race played a larger role in its continued existence than it does today. Consider the challenges we are facing today that our children will likely inherit. Virtually every major institution in America is in a state of crisis, putting at risk everything for which America stands. Every one of these crises is man-made and is a reflection of the collective wisdom and values governing our society. Our democratic processes, our system of free enterprise, and our freedom to think and act with almost unlimited opportunity are all at risk. As history records and world conditions confirm, none of these privileges we call freedom and rights are guaranteed. Federal, state, and city governments, from one end of our country to the other, are staggering under the burden of trying to meet the insatiable wants and needs of their constituents. Our military services are stretched to the limit in foreign wars with elusive and obstinate enemies. All the while, confidence in elected officials is waning, even as millions stand at their door expecting the government to solve their problems. Our financial institutions are reeling from the effect of poor choices made by some of the brightest minds ever to occupy positions of trust in the once respected firms that dominate this industry. Large manufacturing institutions, household names that have served our nation for close to a century, are going into bankruptcy, taking with them thousands of smaller industrial and retail companies. And following these disasters is the loss of hundreds of thousands of jobs, with comparable losses in home ownership through foreclosures, a staggering increase in our national debt, and serious budget shortfalls in state and local governments. Our healthcare industry is faced with some of the most daunting ethical issues ever to confront society. Runaway costs of delivering and receiving healthcare, controversial medical procedures, aggressive marketing strategies of pharmaceutical companies, decisions as to who is entitled to receive certain treatments and how much they should cost, and who will be responsible for paying for them. The institutions that provide energy to drive our industries, heat our homes, and fuel our vehicles are vulnerable to a host of uncertainties, any or all of which could collapse our economy. Coal, oil, and nuclear sources are hostile to our environment, the effect of which cannot be ignored with impunity. A large portion of our current supply of electricity is dependent on these very sources of energy. Short-term local disruptions in energy sources are inconvenient and costly. For example, the vast transportation system upon which our complex infrastructure for distributing goods and services depends relies on adequate fuel supplies and stable fuel prices, neither of which is either reliable nor predictable. Technological advances in the communications industry have at once shrunk the world and expanded opportunities for mischief. Pornographers, identity thieves, child molesters, and other predators are among the least desirable fellow travelers on this information highway. Major communication systems are vulnerable to hackers and malicious viruses, which have the potential to not only disrupt and corrupt our communications, but also to invade, control, and misappropriate everything from money and personal bank accounts to military secrets. Every crisis begs for leaders, but not just any leaders. Every need creates opportunity for those who can provide innovative solutions, new products and services, better communication, and better delivery systems. To provide these innovative solutions in ways that will be better for others as well as themselves, these kind of leaders need to be well prepared mentally, physically, spiritually, and morally. Beyond this, they'll need to possess thinking skills and problem-solving skills that perhaps will go far beyond anything of our own experience. Indeed, we are probably wholly inadequate to teach them what they need to know, and our concentration should be teaching them on how to think and how to figure out what they need to know and where to go to get the information they need to have. What is a common failure in many curriculum products? This is the topic of Insight question number 4 on video 14. If you have found this video helpful and would like to receive other videos in our series on how to select a homeschool curriculum that's right for you and your child, go to www.homeschoolcurriculumfaq.com. That's homeschoolcurriculumfaq.com. Thanks for joining in. Look forward to seeing you on video 14.